Today it is the 26th of December and I am 2024, and I'm going to test on this Husqvarna 380S chainsaw, which I have done a lot of homemade patent on the starter, changed the flywheel and the coil plate from a Husqvarna 65. So I had to compose something, make an extra spacer here and a little spacer there to make some millimeter bigger out there, because I built on the starter rope holder. I made a homemade patent very much on the ignition system, because when I got this chainsaw there was no ignition plate, but I had some parts from Husqvarna 65, and lo and behold I got the ignition, and it came with a perfect cylinder and piston, 77cc chainsaw, and now I'm going to test it. Also had a lot of work on the carburetor, the needle arm, and correct adjustment of the diaphragm, lifting the needle. So I forward and backward found out I didn't do it completely okay. So I tried with another carburetor, and I found out then it turned out to work pretty okay. And then I went back on the original carburetor and adjusted, changed the diaphragm, which I had to file down, and I changed the needle arm, which I think was not original and not the correct one, and I changed the needle, a new needle, and pressure tested it before I mounted it, and now it's working, because now I have the right choke, the original arrangement here for the carburetor. I put a carburetor which belonged to a partner chainsaw, which has the same Tillotson casing, but they have a slightly different, they have choke maybe on this side, and so I changed the choke over to this side, but the distance was not correct. So you can do a lot of homework on the carburetors, change the choke side and things like that, change the hose here for the inlet, and this you just can pop out and pressure in a new one, because the hole here is the same, but the casing is the same. So I could test. I tested two other carburetors, in fact, and they have a little difference on the throttle here, but they have the hole and almost the same, and the adjustment high and low screws could be a little bit different distance between them. Depends on what kind of carburetor, which kind of chainsaw the carburetor is meant for. And this one also have the air intake built on the back side there, gives it a little other swing here for the air filter to stay on top here. And I'm going to mount that. I cleaned it, airbrushed it, the air filter. A little small rain coming out today here now, but I really think I have got this chainsaw working now. Only I have to adjust the high and the power. I never cut with it, never test cutting, and that's what I'm going to do now. The rear chainsaw. And as I tell you, I have been working a lot of time on the ignition system and the carburetor to finally get it into place to work in working condition. It has 170 PSI, I mean, that's very good. And I had off the muffler, and I could see into the piston. It looks perfect, actually. And I changed, of course, a new coil spark plug wire, and there is stops wire going over there. Very nice stop patent on this. Just push, always ready to start. Yeah, I forgot. I need to put a small little thing there on the choke. There should be a little splint there to prevent the choke handle from going out. It's a little bit small range, so I put this on top. Yeah, there is the splint. Almost cannot see it, and it should go down in a small little hole on the choke throttle, or a choke here. So it's you need to have your eyes with you. Yeah, there is some place. Very good. Now the choke handle is staying in place. A little bit water. Small rain in the air. A little bit rear chainsaw. Very cool that I have this. Extremely cool that I made it so far. The starter, everything works, but it's homemade patent. But it is the original casing here for the starter rope, and and that's the original gasket, and that's the new gasket I made with some PVC plast to build it out because it needed more space. So here you can see the difference between the flywheels. That's the original flywheel, and that's where the grip is getting hold. They're missing. The baffles is missing on the original flywheel, but that's how the magnetos is arranged on the original Husqvarna 380 flywheel. The baffles is missing, as I tell, and they go close to here, and they has a grip on the rope there. That is a difference. Here is a 65 flywheel. See the difference? The center is the same. I'm missing one baffle here. That's the baffles. They're going far more out in the diameter. There is the key, should be, and inside they are different. The magnetos is different arranged, but I guess the diameter is the same for the ignition plate. Yeah, it is. And I don't know if it makes so much difference because there is 4 magnets on both of them, but they are arranged a little different. So anyway, I put the 65 on there, and this is the 380 original. I didn't want to use that with another ignition plate because the ignition plate is different too. I think this originally come with 2 coils. It only have 1 coil. So I split this rope wheel from the 65, and this is the inside of it, but this attached to recoil spring. So I just cut it in half, and the rope is supposed to be around here, of course. And I used what it is name. It is a rivet. Yes, I use a more 3-hole and use rivets, and mounted it and glued it with the weld on the outer side of the original plate rope holder for this, and then it's become bigger inward, so that's why I needed a spacer. I don't know if this makes sense. I could show it later on maybe. Anyway, I made it to work. So the point is, be creative. You can solve and resolve a lot of things if you have the interest to do this. It's kind of crazy to spend time on this, but it's a hobby, a passion, and it's very satisfying to make it to work as a plan. You make a plan, go forward, and in the end it could be that then that it works as you picture it, imagine it, your vision come true on a small project like this. But it's a rare chainsaw, and it's pretty cool, probably 50 years old, and still has power and good cylinder and piston. That's the tema, that's the tema going on all these old chainsaws. And the chainsaw is oiling. The oiler is working good. Very nice looking. A little stupid old bucking here. Is it spike bucking? It's in English. Fell dog, but it's look a little strange, but you can rest the chainsaw on this, but there is no teeth on it. I don't exactly understand why not. So it doesn't look so dramatic and impressive. I think I have to adjust it on high screw. To take the high screw in a little, because it's slow on RPM on high, and it has fuel. Let's see if it starts, and maybe I could adjust it even if it's raining a little here. Give it choke. Try to get out some of the compression. Reacts at once. that bad. It has a leak. You could feel that obviously when you tilt it to the right side, the left side. So it has a need of simmering, but the cool thing is it's working. 70 cc. It's Husqvarna 380S. I'm missing pre-start, so that's why I keep it very high on RPM. I wonder if I could reach. Yeah, I can actually. Here I can reach the idle regulator, the screw. I just can reach it with this screwdriver. Well, I missed the safety button here and pre-starter, but it starts very easy with ignition system from Husqvarna 65, configured and homemade patent starter. So the pull starter works with a flywheel from Husqvarna 65 and an ignition plate from Husqvarna 65, which has only one Bosch coil. And originally I think this 380 has 2 coils. If that makes a, I don't know how that makes a big difference. But the coil plate diameter is the same, and the diameter from the crank axle, drive axle, is the same. But it is slightly bigger than a 65 chainsaw, and it's complete, but with not original. It is been modified, and that's not what the collector like. But you can always get the parts back if you have a part saw which is originally 380, which maybe is scorn or other problems. So, well, I have it and it's oiling. Let's go and test if I can saw with it. If there is any bite on the chain. This kind of chainsaw, it would be cool to buck with it, with a very big bar. And then they actually could do some job, even though if it's 50-year-old. That's the theme that is I come back to. But for the most thing, it's a satisfaction to have it and that it works, and as a collector item. I think I have some wood here I could test it on. Yeah. Wait a minute, I found a bigger one, a Sitka. It has some rough in it, not the most easy cotton. Husqvarna 380S. actually very impressive. I didn't even sand the chain. Husqvarna 380S, 2nd of Christmas Day 2024. Beautiful chainsaw. Exciting to have it working. Good luck with your chainsaws, and bye bye.